Hello, welcome to In the Crease, the father and son no thrills YouTube show about the NHL. I'm John.
I'm Andrew.
And this is part 2 of our playoff preview. We're going to talk about the Eastern Conference. Now we know a little bit more about the Eastern Conference because we live in the East Coast and we watch all their games and we don't stay up late
to watch the West.
Right.
So.
I usually stay up and watch a period or two, or on the weekends I'll watch, but of course we watch the East, so we will start here with the East. Now we're going to start here with
the Lightning and the Devils.
Right. Now, again, like Colorado, if you told me at the beginning of the season that the Devils would make the playoffs, I would fall on the floor laughing.
Yeah, but they have a different team because it's all young now.
Yes. No,
it's not old.
They're an exciting team because they have young guys, guys playing over their head. They're fun to watch. They got goaltending. They scored goals. But as a diehard Flyer fan, whoopee-doo. I don't really care. And they get to play Tampa in the first round, so it's kind of like, Devils, thanks for showing up. The golf course is over there. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this one because I'm going, let's go Lightning.
How many games? I say 4-1, 4-2. Maybe 4-0. I say 4-1, 4-0.
I could see 4-0. I don't think so. I think the Devils are good. All joking aside, the Devils are good. I'll give them a game. I'll give him 2 games. I really want to see how Vasilevsky plays in this series.
That's true.
He's the number 1 guy. He played a lot of games this year. He did make a comment he was tired during the season. So, was that just one game? Did you just say that to a reporter? Is he really tired?
I think he said that to get ready for the playoffs.
Yeah, and they'll probably were smart and gave him, some practices off or some light skating here and there, the game day skates and things like that. So, but I really want to see how Vasilevsky holds up as the number 1 guy. I think he's going to do awesome. We'll worry about that in round 2, round 3. Round 1, he should be very fresh, ready to go.
That's what I think. Yeah.
And the Devils, are they going to go with Kincaid or Schneider in the first round?
And the thing I want to say about the Lightning is, just like Nashville, that place rocks when they're winning.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And
So if they win, if New Jersey wins a game, it's probably going to be in New Jersey.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. And they're tough at home. They've always been tough in New Jersey all the time. So let's see the New Jersey fans come out, fill up the Rock there, and cheer them on. But yeah, I think Tampa Bay is going to win. They're loaded with Stamkos and those guys. I mean, they're just awesome. And the power play is so good. So and they're stacked on defense. So
and all the trades they did.
Yeah, yeah. And they got McDonough and those guys. He'll block shots with his face if he has to. I mean, come on, those guys will do anything to win. So I have high hopes. I have high hopes for them in that series. And again, it's like Devils. Thanks for showing up.
Yeah.
It's good for the franchise again. These guys will get experience. It's great to rejuvenate the franchise.
And I won't be surprised if they're not in the wild card.
Yeah, yeah.
If they make a division spot.
Yeah, that's true. Very true, very true. Good point. The next series is really interesting.
Oh, wait, hold on.
Okay.
Can I go back to that series?
Absolutely.
So, I mean, coming out of the last games, the Blue Jackets and the Devils had like the same amount of points, I think. And then the Flyers won the game. So they got third, and the Devils and Blue Jackets lost.
Yeah.
So, if they won, this would be totally different.
Yes.
So,
yeah.
I just wanted to say that because I think the Devils lost to the Caps, and New Jersey lost to Nashville.
Yes.
I mean, no. The Blue Jackets lost to Nashville, and then New Jersey lost to the Caps.
Yeah.
So this could be totally different if they won that one game.
I know, it was so...
I just wanted to say that.
No, it's a good point, because it's such a close race. That, I mean, you pretty much had Tampa and Boston and the Caps kind of wrapping up the top. And then everyone else at the bottom was so close. And the Flyers played Detroit, who lost 8 in a row. They lose to Detroit. Oh, it was 10 in a row. They lost to Detroit. They go to Dallas, is losing 8 in a row. They lose to Dallas.
You can say this when we get to that series.
I know, I'm jumping ahead because I'm a Flyer fan. This is the only time I get to talk about the
We're
Flyers.
both Flyer fans.
Because after the first round, we probably won't be able to talk about the Flyers, so I got to get all my Flyer talk in now, and then we'll be done with the Flyers. But my point is, the Flyers lost some games, Carolina, the Islanders recently.
They should have won.
They should have won. They would have been higher up. So this whole, we were waiting to do the show, and we're just like, wait till it all plays out because it's just.
And the thing that Florida played the Bruins on Sunday.
Yeah.
Which was yesterday. And if they won, they'd be playing the Devils.
Yeah.
But since they lost,
Florida showed up.
They're playing the Maple Leafs.
Yeah. And that's a rematch from, I think it was 6 years ago. It might have been 6 years ago or 8. 6 or 8. I think it's 6 years ago. That when Toronto was up and everyone was going crazy in Toronto and they choked and Boston came back and won. So I'd really like to say Toronto's going to redeem themselves. I'd love to see Toronto with all those young guys. They're so much fun to watch. They got so much talent. Goaltending was phenomenal all year. Although he played a lot of games, I'd like to see how he holds up. Again, we're not going to worry about that in the first round, but the second round, third round. So I'd really love to sit here and say Toronto, but I think Boston's going to do it.
I think you're wrong.
Really?
Yeah, because if Vasilevsky didn't play so good, Anderson, he probably would have won the
Vienza? Or be up for it? He'll be up for it. Yeah, it's going to be a tough
yeah,
race for Vienza.
We don't know who's in it, though.
Not yet,
yeah,
but
not yet.
there'll probably be Vasilevsky, Pecorine, those two definitely up there. Jonathan Quick had the least goals.
I feel like he's the underdog.
Yeah.
Anderson.
Yeah.
And then their young team is just incredible to watch. It's just so cool to watch.
They are. They're fun to watch.
And even on the power play and the penalty kill, they're still like amazing.
And Babcock, they're well coached with Babcock. I'm just taking Boston because I don't want to take Boston. Every time I watch the Bruins, it just seems like they get injured on defense. They play great. They get loose forwards on injured. They play good.
And they're a cheap team.
Yeah.
Some of the cheap hits they just.
And that happens in the playoffs a lot. It gets a little chippy in the playoffs, so they can grind it out. They can muck it out. They got a lot of guys that've been there before, like Tuukka Rask and.
But I feel like if they play the Penguins, like the Penguins are gonna beat them.
Really?
Yeah, because the Penguins have a good team.
Well, you're skipping ahead now too.
I know,
now
but
I'm skipping
just
ahead.
saying.
We're talking about round one.
Round
Round
one.
one.
Bruins.
Round one here. Round one
Alright,
here.
so games.
Boston in 6. I would be surprised to go 7.
Maple
It's going to be a fun series to watch.
I see Maple Leafs in 7.
There's a lot of fun series to watch. That's definitely high on my list to watch. I think that'll be fun. I think they're well coached. There's exciting kids on Toronto. And Boston's got a couple of exciting kids. Donato and the defenseman there that starts with an M. I forget his name. He's fun to watch. I watched him play in college.
That'd be a good series.
Yeah, that's going to be a fun series to watch. Now, Washington and the Blue Jackets. I've been on the Blue Jackets bandwagon since the Flyers gave Bob away in the Blue Jackets.
He's an all-star. And
he's all-star, he wins Viennas, and the Flyers are still looking for a goalie. I don't want to get started because...
I'll get too pissed off.
Yeah, I don't want to get too fired up here. But, so, I love Bob. I also love Ovechkin. I mean, I'd love Ovechkin to win a cup just so they could stop saying that he's never won and blah, 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 and all this stuff.
And he said in an interview he was stuck there, too. Like he didn't want to be there.
Yeah, he did say he was stuck there.
For like 4 years or whatever.
When they interviewed him for his 600 goals, right? 500 goals.
Something like that.
500 goals, I can't remember, I'm sorry. 500, 600 goal. They interviewed him, and they asked him something. He goes, well, I'm stuck here for 4 more years.
I think they're talking about free agents, maybe? I really don't know.
I think they were talking about playing out the rest of your career, and he goes, well, I'm stuck here for 4 years. And he's casually said it, so I mean, he could have just been saying, like, I'm stuck here, but...
or maybe he didn't mean it like that.
Yeah, maybe he didn't mean it like that.
He just said, I'm here for
because
4 years.
if you watch the interview with Ovechkin, the whole interview was, I don't want to say politically correct, but he said all the right things. And there's nothing wrong with that. And, you know, I think he was genuine and sincere.
And it's an interview, so it's not like the best. You know?
Right. And then they got to the end part, and he's like, well, I'm stuck here for 4 years. He just kind of like said that. So who knows? And the Russians have that reputation. I'm not picking on Russians. Kovalev wants to come back now. So the Russians have that reputation. And you can't blame him to want to go back to his country and play in front of his home country and his parents, his brother.
I think if he wins one, then I feel like he'll go back.
I don't know.
Because they never won.
I know.
So I feel like if he wins one.
But I think if they win, he's going to bask in the glow of that win. I mean, he'll have the city at his hands. You know, I mean, he's got all the goal scoring, he's got all the trophies. He just needs the cup. A lot of guys need the cup. Him the cup. So I'd love to see the Caps win. I'd love to see Bob win. I'm not a Torts fan for Buffalo. I mean, for the Blue Jackets. I don't know about his style. I know he's supposedly changed and all this. So I think the Caps are due. I'm going with the Caps.
You know, I wouldn't be surprised if the Jackets won. Now,
no.
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised, and especially if it goes to like
7 games.
Yeah, 7 games.
Yeah.
It's in that third period. I wouldn't be surprised if the Blue Jackets won.
Yeah, a couple overtime games or something like that.
I honestly wouldn't be surprised. And the Caps are good. It's just the Blue Jackets are like, not like way better, but they have a lot of tricks.
Yeah, they hang around. They outwork teams. They play well. That's another good series.
And especially if it's like, especially if you need a goal, and then Bob just like turns it on and he's like amazing.
I know.
So,
Bob can do that. Too bad the Flyers didn't know that. But anyway, moving right along, we will talk about the Battle of Pennsylvania, or Pennsylmania for those wrestling fans out there. WrestleMania was yesterday, but now we got Pennsylmania coming up. I'd love to sit here and say the Flyers are going to win. I'd love to. I'd love to sit here and just say Flyers are going to win it. I can't do that. I wish I could do that. I just don't have faith in the Flyers.
They have beat them.
They have beat them in the playoffs.
Yeah, so.
In fact, the epic overtime Primo game, I actually fell asleep, woke up right before Primo scored, and was grabbing the remote to record the rest of the game and go back to bed. And he scored. I'm like, oh great, now I go to bed. Clicked, rolled over, went back to bed. Hopefully, we won't see too many of those games because again, you want to get out of the first round as quickly as you can.
And if the game goes to overtime, the Flyers are screwed because in the regular season they could not play overtime. Now I get it's 5-on-5 in the playoffs, but I still think because I still think they're just gonna not steamroll them, but
I think Elliott played 2 games under his belt. Now he got a shutout against the Rangers, but the Rangers didn't show up. Didn't show up, so that doesn't count. But at least he got 2 games in. But he's got to face Malkin and Crosby and Kessel and Whitney, not Whitney, Letang and those guys.
Weapons they have.
Yeah, they have a lot of weapons. So
even their defense.
Yeah, in a first round like this, Pittsburgh, 2-time Stanley Cup champions, they're going to come out flying. They want to defend it.
And even if the Flyers win, I don't see them going past them because I feel like the Penguins would just go to Game 7 and beat them down.
Yeah.
Even if the Flyers won.
Yeah, and the Flyers won a lot of games.
And then they would have to play the Caps or Blue Jackets, which that would be a good series, but they're probably just going to steamroll, which I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. So as much as I like to wave my Flyer flag and say woohoo Flyers, my only wild card in the whole thing is giving me hope as a Flyer fan is Murray. If Murray is healthy, if Murray stays healthy and plays good, 2 big ifs, I'm taking Penguins. But so I'll officially go on record as taking the Penguins. But I think if Murray falters a little bit and the Flyer crowd gets on him like nobody can there in Philly, and he gets a little hurt because he seems to get hurt every year. Jerry, the backup, who we've seen in the minors.
Yeah, we've seen him.
I mean, he's good, but I don't think he's going to take the team. They might be able to skip by the Flyers a little bit.
After that, you got to face Ovechkin. There's no way.
Yeah, Ovechkin and I think
Tampa. And he got called up at the end or mid-season.
No, almost in the beginning. I think it was like November. Okay. I think it was right after we saw him play for Wilkes-Barre Scranton in the AHL, and he got called up. So that's going to be key. And if Elliott, the key's goaltending as always. But Elliott's only played 2 games. Will he have his stamina up to go a series? Will he have his?
I think 7 games. Yeah, he will.
Well,
after that, no.
But he's got to face Malcolm and Crosby and those guys. So it's not like he's going against a bunch of scrubs like the Rangers. You got the AHL, the Wolfpack was up there playing against them. So if Elliott could play to his potential and be in game shape and get ready, which I'm not too sure about. He's an older guy too. He missed 25 games. It's not like he was out a week or something. So that's a key for the Flyers. I really don't have faith in.
And if he plays bad, I mean.
Well, Neuvirth could come off the bench. Well, Neuvirth's hurt, but Mrazek could come off the bench and steal a game maybe. But I don't see him stealing.
Yeah, because he hasn't been playing that well.
Yeah, I don't see him stealing a series. Maybe he could get hot and steal a series. That'd be great. But
that's if the Flyers score.
I think the Flyers will score, though.
No. For Mrazek, if he's in there.
Yeah.
That's if they score, because then he gets pumped up and he starts winning.
Yeah, so
all the games.
It comes down to goaltending again. But like I said, I'll take Pittsburgh in 6.
Really?
Yeah.
I say this is definitely Game 7.
Really?
Definitely Game 7.
I'm not surprised. That's why I hate doing predictions, so I can go back and forth.
I feel like this is definitely Game 7. Pittsburgh wins at home. They go on to the next round. I feel like I feel like it's going to be that way.
I could definitely see that happen. I definitely could see that happen. Like I said, I'd love to wave my Flyer flag here. And this is the only cup the Flyers are going to get. I had to buy it with the little logo on it. So, because I think if the Flyers did get by Pittsburgh, say Murray gets hurt and the Flyers advance, I can't see them getting through the Caps or Boston or Tampa Bay or getting out of the East.
Unless the Devils somehow win.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be. And if the Flyers had to play the Devils, I'd be taking the Devils because the Devils always beat the Flyers.
But that never happened.
I don't think it would happen either, but I would not be surprised if it happened. But well, that's our East Coast, our Eastern Conference playoff predictions.
Yeah.
Please subscribe, hit the like button, give us your predictions. We'll try to comment on. Maybe we'll do a comment show and do something like that. Yeah, we'll get your guys' comments. We'll do a show. We'll do some.
Or you can suggest any stuff for us to do.
That'd be great. We're trying to do. Instead of putting out lots of shows, we'd rather put out like a quality show like this.
So that's why we've been waiting.
That's why we've been waiting. So we won't promise another show soon, but.
And after this is all done, we have a lot of off-season shows.
Yes.
That he's gonna do with some friends.
Yes.
So yeah.
So definitely some summer stuff to be looking forward to. Again, hit subscribe, hit like, and we'll see you at the end of the first round. Enjoy.